Hey guys, don't forget the new limited shirts F That Itch are now out. Make sure you use code FAIL at checkout. Also, make sure you use the link in the description down below to go through and get to the merch store. We have a bunch of cool things. We got hoodies, other t-shirts. We have stickers. We've got some face masks. We got some jerseys. We got some hats. We will have some new things coming to the merch store as well. I'm working with the Exotic Enclave. These guys are awesome. Make sure you check them out. You also have a customizer. We can go in and make your own shirt, do your own templates, your own designs. Again, use code FAIL at checkout to make sure you save a couple bucks. All right, guys, let's get into the video. What's going on, guys? Fail back at you with another video. Had someone in the comments ask, hey, Fail, how do I set up a quick, simple scene so I can start streaming? So I'm going to go ahead and get into detail on that. This will work if you're doing single PC stream. I also show you a quick tip on how to set up a PC stream if you are streaming from a console. Now, what I mean by is like you're not just using a console and using the software in the console. I'm actually like if you have a laptop or a desktop that has a capture card, whether it's a USB capture card or an integrated capture card, I'll show you how to add your game to that as well, so then you can start streaming that. So let's just dive right in. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to set up your audio for your desktop. You're just going to go over here to the gear icon down below where your mixer is. Hit the gear, go to properties, and make sure you're set to default. In my case, I have a bunch of different options and settings here. I have Go XLR, I have a couple other monitors and stuff like that hooked up. So just ignore that. Yours may change. You may have some of the similar things, but you want to just go with default. Now, as far as your microphone goes, again, do the same thing. Go to properties. You should select default. In my case, I'm having to select microphone for my Yeti because, again, I do have a mixer and all that hooked up. And the way my audio is set up with a dual PC stream, which we'll do another video on that, is a little bit different. So you should have to click default. If not, you can select your microphone directly. It won't affect anything. It won't do anything wrong. It's just you're selecting the direct source versus just selecting what the Windows source is. Now, as far as adding a scene, we're going to go ahead and add the game. Now, if you're doing a single PC stream, now if you have one monitor or two monitors, you're going to have one or two options. You can either do game capture or display capture. Now, if you do display capture, it's just going to capture whatever said monitor you are capturing is displaying. So if you go to display capture, hit add source, we'll just leave it as display capture. If you leave it in automatic, it's just going to select obviously display 1. If you select display 2, obviously on this display I have Streamlabs open, so you get the infinity gauntlet of background after background after background. If I go to display 1, it's going to capture what's on display 1. Now you can resize all this, so we'll get into detail in a minute. But if you are doing a single PC stream and you are doing one monitor, okay, select, obviously it's only going to let you select one monitor. And then as well as, so if we hit done, you can actually make sure that this fits. So if we right click the source, we go to transform and we fit to screen. Now it's going to capture obviously the entire screen. You can also shrink it down if you need to, depending on if you have like a background set up or you have like a chat box over here, or you can drag it back over and just fit it to the screen. Now, display capture is used widely because maybe you cannot do game capture. So let's delete this. So we'll go right click it and we'll go to remove, hit OK. Let's add game capture. Now the reason why they give you two different options, not every game that you go to play will allow you to do game capture. Ideally, if you can do game capture, do game capture if you are on single PC. We'll get into console in just a second. So if we go to game capture, hit add source, you can rename if you want to, and then boom. So if you have it set to auto, it's automatically just going to grab whatever game it registers as actually capturable. Sometimes you will actually have to go in and, let's say, select a specific window, and then you would have to go through the list and say, I need to make sure I select Rainbow Six Siege or Minecraft. The game should pop up in this list. You may have duplicates, like it might say Rainbow Six.exe and then Rainbow Six something else. You'll just have to go through and find out which one captures your game. So again, if we hit done, again, we just need to fix it. So we go to right click it, transform, fit to screen. Boom. Now, if you are doing console, this is where you're going to do something a little different. You're going to go to add a source and you're going to do add video capture device. when you go to add video capture device, this is going to look for any webcam, any capture card, any kind of capturing device that captures video. So if we add source, we can, rename it if we need to rename it, add source. In my example, we have Elgato Game Capture HD, which I don't have anything hooked up to it right now, so it's going to just show a blank display. I have my Logitech Brio that I'm using as my temporary webcam, so what up? That's my overhead cam for my stream PC. I just moved it over so I can show you guys this reference. But if I had, let's say, my Elgato capturing a game right now, I would select Elgato Game Capture HD, and that should capture whatever you're playing on console. It'll import audio, video, the whole 9 yards. You shouldn't have to mess with any of the custom resolution types or whatnot. Now, essentially, when you go to add it, so we'll just use the Logitech Brio for an example. You would capture it, hit done, and then again, you would right-click, transform, fit to screen. Now, in my case, it doesn't perfectly fit, so because it's a webcam, but you'll get the gist of it. Unfortunately, I don't have anything hooked up to have that set up. But that's how you would capture your Elgato, or if it's an AverMedia, whatever capture card you're using to actually capture your game. So again, we'll just remove this, okay, and then boom. Now back to PC. So let's say, boom, you've got your game captured. You could stop right here if you wanted to, because you're already going to be capturing game sound off the desktop audio, and you'll be capturing microphone, and you're ready to go. You're ready to hit that live button and start streaming. But let's say you want to flare it up a little bit more, okay? Let's say you want to add a alert box. This way you get notifications that pop up on the display when people follow you or donate to you. But besides just you knowing about it, you can actually display it to your actual channel. So you can go to add a source, and you can go to alert box, hit add, and we'll just leave it as alert box. And it's going to give you this menu where you can adjust what bits you get donated, donations, merch drops, subscriptions. You can check all these boxes if you want to, or maybe check some of them on and off. Now, Streamlabs will give you a standardized set of alerts. I have some custom ones in here, but you can go in and change certain settings for it. You can change certain backgrounds. You can set the delay for the alert. But if we hit OK, and then you'll have this little box now. Now, what you can do is you can go down here to the bottom right, go to test widget, and say test subscription. And then boom, as you can see, it pops up. I can resize it, make it smaller, bigger. I can move it around the display a little bit. Say if I got it where I think I want it, hit test again. Cool. Kind of like where it's at. This way you now know where your test or your alert will pop up. Now what you do once you have it set, make sure you go down here to your sources and you hit the little lock tab, because now you can't accidentally grab it and move it to no man's land and go, hey, where did it go? Now the other thing you want to be careful of too is in your sources, make sure you have everything layered correctly. The bottommost item will be your background, and everything above that will be layered on top of it. So let's say if I accidentally had my alert box behind my game capture, if I hit test, you don't see anything. It's there, but if I have it behind it, you can't see it. So again, make sure you're layering, because it's really easy to mess that up. I've messed that up before in the past, and you don't want to feel like that guy. So cool. Now we have an alert box. We have game capture. Some other people, if you want to play around with it, now this is where obviously you're gonna want to play a little bit more of how to, like, if you want to do a BRB screen, or you want to just have other alerts on there, you can set an event list up. Hit add source. Again, you're greeted by a window that you can do some editing, resize it, you do different font colors, textures, font styles. But we can hit done, and we can then, let's say, move it down here. Let's say we want to shrink it down a little bit. And then boom. Now we have an event ticker. So maybe it may be an active alert, but now if, say, someone joins the stream and says, oh, look all these people are following, and they might hit the follow button. So again, if we hit follow, boom, not only do you get the alert, but now the ticker updates. Again, this will work also as well if you're doing console capture, because remember, you're adding the console as a video capture device. Now let's say you want to take it one step further and you want to add a webcam. So we'll kind of do the same thing like we did when we were doing for console. So we'll add a source, video capture device, add source. Let's say we can name it webcam, if you have a webcam. And then, of course, Logitech Brio. Again, what up? Just my test cam. Again, you shouldn't really have to mess with any of these other settings. We'll hit done. And then again, now you can just move it around and then resize it. Now, there's a nice little thing you can do besides just normal resizing. Let's say I want to be kind of zoomed in. So let's say I have it this big, but I don't want to have all this big square. If you hold Alt, and it only works in the sides and the mid, top, and bottom. If you hold Alt, you can crop the actual image down. So we're still holding Alt, and then boom. Now we can move this block, and you'll notice it'll snap to the corners. And now we have our webcam added. So again, you have your active alerts, you have your event ticker, and now you have a webcam. Again, make sure you lock all your tabs. Now, you can also hide some of these too. Let's say you're like, you know what? The game I'm playing, I don't want to have my webcam up and I don't want to have my event ticker up because you want to have that full screen effect. So again, we can just turn off, boom, hit the little eyeball, make that disappear, make the webcam disappear, and look at that. Now, if you look over the mixer, it added the webcam as an actual mixer device because the webcam, some webcams have a mic on them. So if yours has a mic on it, it'll start registering movement on the microphone. I always make it just a thing just to mute it. This way you don't ever have to worry about it. Because again, your microphone and your desktop audio will still come through. But anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video super long. I hope this helped. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. There are tons and tons of things you can do. I am more than willing to do a video on almost anything that you guys ask for, especially in Streamlabs. Again, I use Streamlabs almost exclusively. I'm not partnered with them or anything like that. It's just I've used OBS, I've used other softwares, and Streamlabs just is the easiest one, in my opinion, to use, as well as they just offer a ton of awesome features. So again, if you guys have any questions, put it down in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button. Smash that notification bell. This way you guys know when I go live or when I post a video. And as always, game on. Keep on streaming. Do your thing. Much love. See you guys in the next video.